deep unseen. Gather the fragments of my legacy. And in the broken pieces, a trail of evergreen to provoke the darkest destiny.
Stand firm. The fires are burning, still burn.
And I will stand at the edge of the world. Don't try to stop me. Stand at the edge of the world. No matter what becomes me. Another savage story, another night falls blue. I am a monster in your mind again. Another territory, another birth.
Good evening, peeps. So, I'm just jumping on. We've got a game lined up for in about like 10-15 minutes to show. But obviously, PP have dropped a little bit of goodness on us. So, obviously, Lock and Load normally comes with a whole host of new reveals, new factions, of what they're working on for different game lines. And yeah, so we've got not a keynote in tribute style for Tenacious D fans, I'm sure. So yeah, I was like out with my kids while this dropped, so I've just got back, put it to bed, and I'm like, right, I've got a little bit of time. It's by Matt. He's very much saying, don't skip to the end. Come and watch. Come and take the journey with everyone. So it's like the kind of new sort of header they seem to be doing. So also going to go through a bunch of stuff. I don't play Riot Quest myself. I haven't played Riot Quest. But obviously, we get the models over to War Machine. At some point, I might have a go. I know a couple of people that are enjoying it, which is cool. So it's a bit of that, a bit of MonPoc. Again, I don't play it. But some of the stuff that's about to be shown makes me kind of want to. So I might dip my toe into a bit of MonPoc. So I'll start with that. So the big thing is obviously Monsterpocalypse. It's super old. It's been rehashed and it's doing really well by like all like the metrics. It's not really picked up hugely in the UK from like the people I know play the War Machine, but it looks sweet. And it's basically monsters and robots, kaiju, robot jock style fighting through cities and stuff. But I'm super excited to see that Emmanuel class from Field of Fire and like God knows how many other podcasts in the past. It's basically been added to like the dev team to help stuff. So he's got basically this new faction that's coming out based on like Aztec craziness. Like you see like the deer on this. Let's have a little look. Is super cool. This is like basically right. What they the werebats from like Well for the Apocalypse. Like reminds me of that, but also sort of crossed with a wall. So it looks like it's basically made out of like Aztec structure. So that looks super cool. So we've only seen two of the new faction, but that's the one. And the second one is this like Aztec nightmare thing that's gonna like come out of the swamp next to a ziggurat and just like destroy your army. That looks super cool. Like I really love the aesthetic of these. This like different enough to everything else they put out. Like man, if that was a War Machine faction, I would be in. That's for sure. So super cool. Really nice to see like the community people being able to like join and help develop the game that they love so much. So absolutely like big thumbs up to Emmanuel. Oh man, I bet he's super fucking hyped right now. Super stoked. So well done, and like well done for like showing that to everyone. That's cool. I'm gonna just zoom through stuff because like I said, we've got a game lined up. It's like I think it's like the last round of the Fish Score tournament. So we've got some Warcaster spoilers. Again, I've not played it, but I'm definitely looking at it and going, the models, and like I've seen like the painted from Angel Geralda's, so check him out on Facebook if you haven't, and on YouTube he's got like videos of basically everything he's painting, which look unbelievably beautiful. So yeah, this is all very, very much the sci-fi feel, which is cool. Totally not a Tauntaun rider, but like flying murderous of Jack/solos. Not quite sure where they are, just because I'm not familiar with it. But the sculpts look pretty cool. If we get this guy animated, it's basically Mecha Rake for like the Legion players, right? How many Legion players are going to buy that and be like, "This is my rake"? Like, I wouldn't knock it at all. So that's really cool. Iron King Requiem is sort of continuing to do well and to be expanded. They're looking at adding the Nightmare Empire. So that's cool. So basically you can start doing like source books for like areas. So it's super cool. And we'll start to see the 2 Colossals, because Infernals need more. So the Harvester of Souls, if you've not seen this already, Harvester of Souls, the top one with the claws, and the Guardian of Souls. So these are in like the Henhold scrolls, and some of the artwork around that time. You see them like bursting up. They're kind of like obviously gargantuan size. So if you imagine like a desert hydra bursting out of the earth, and obviously they've taken a lot of inspiration from the two mainstay heavies, right? With either claws or sprays. So we'll see. That'll be interesting. They look suitably like horrific, bestial. Look a little bit like a Tormentor and a Blightbringer's had like a baby, and that's the very pretty looking offspring. So kudos to the sculpting team there. They look really cool. They look suitably nightmarish and infernalish, and obviously a bunch of stuff's happened, and Hordes has now hit 15 years. So when they hit like the big milestone with War Machine, they brought out the juniors. So that's what they're doing as well. So we're going to see. Let's have a quick look through. So we're going to have a look at Thagrosh Zero, Thagrosh the Hellborn, Barnabas Zero, Barnabas the Conqueror. It's kind of cool. I quite like the Barnabas of the stance. Kruger the Stormseer, so Kruger 0, in case you're not running Kruger 2, I guess. For your off list, right, so you can play double Kruger. This is what it's for. Answered all Circle players' dreams. They can play Kruger in both their lists and not be bad. Madrak Ironhide, so Madrak, Champion of the Creels. Madrak 0, he looks kind of cool. I'm not sure what the pose is going to be, whether it's going to be like the actual one with the axe raised up, or like the stomping dog. This is me intimidating you. Makeda of House Balash. That's like a very free-ass looking like stance and sword to me. But that's pretty cool. Thagrosh, yeah, we'll see. Thagrosh isn't my favourite of the Legion Warlocks, just because like he's got like a different story to the rest of the lists who fall into him. So that's pretty cool. So there's lots of stuff. So obviously they're supporting the existing lines. They're fleshing out and filling in what we've got, especially for War Machine, which is like my main game. And as we go down, we see. Oh, it loads. A new faction is announced. So that's going to be fucking cool. So there's been a lot of talk in the past that they wouldn't touch these guys. So this is the Orgoth. So if you are new to the game, if you're not familiar with the lore, Orgoth are basically like Viking invaders fueled by infernal powers. So they made deals with other infernal creatures. So the Infernals that we've seen as part of like the Oblivion sort of saga, and as a faction in War Machine, they're just one of a multitude of different sort of infernal lines, all represent different things. So the Orgoth were ancient and basically into space, their magic and their technology with infernal powers They had deals with others, and they sort of hit the coast of Imran, swept over it, and basically conquered it and made their empire. Eventually, after like hundreds of years, we come to the deal that was made. So Thamar, went and made a deal with the Infernals that we know, with Agathon and Zataroth and Omadamas's court, essentially, to give humanity magic so they could be able to fight back. And that and the creation of the original Colossals was what drove the Orgoth off Emerald. But they left behind a load of different things. So Fellblades from Doom Reavers, stuff like ruins or weaponry, and his shield, I think, is an Orgoth shield. And like a lot of the Crixian sort of technology has been sort of taken. So lots of soul harvesting and like debuff mechanics, I'd imagine, would be like their bread and butter. But yeah, it's gonna be super interesting to see like how they look. So I've not seen any pictures of an Orgoth. I'm not sure anyone has. So yeah, some pretty cool announcements. That was like definitely like not see that coming tonight. So that's super cool. So Orgoth are way like down the line. So we're looking at like next year. Much as like they often do a lock and load, they'll be like, this is what's going to happen next year. So I imagine in the next 6 months we'll see like the start of the development, some images, some like concept art, and some more info. And in theory, come like the end of the year, we might start seeing CID for Orgoth, maybe. Obviously, they did the same for Infernals. Are they going to use the same mechanics? Are they going to be able to summon? Are they going to be a Hordes faction, like strictly, and hope they be a Hordes faction? So like balance out a bit. But yeah, so that'll be cool. Let me know if you're hyped. That's pretty cool. I'm really interested to see how they look. I'm super interested in looking back at some of the Warcaster stuff, because the models and the paint jobs are coming out and they're just like fucking amazing. And yeah, I'm kind of like really excited to see where this new faction for Monsterpocalypse goes. That might be like the thing that tips me into going, I'm going to start playing Monsterpocalypse if I can find some players in my area, or further. But we'll see. It's going to be short, like I said. We've got a game coming up. We've got a Crystal Guard mirror match in like 5 minutes. So I'm going to go jump off, talk to the players, and get them set up. Hopefully everyone's hyped. That's really cool. I'm really glad that PP have gone out and said, yeah, we're gonna deliver something really cool to basically fill that gap, because obviously people don't get to go to events, and events are starting to happen. So like I've got an event booked. I know like a bunch of like the Knights lot have booked an event up northwest of England. Like our local events are starting to come back. Our club is back. Las Vegas Open has been announced. There's a bunch of Warfare weekend qualifiers are all happening. Some online, some in person. So check out if you think you're in an area where there might be games. Yeah, you'd be surprised that people are bouncing back. It'd be cool. And I'll leave it to it. Come back in 5 minutes, hopefully, and we'll see some game action. Right, guys. Thank you.